Hello fellow airplane collectors, welcome back to another video. It's your host Ray. Today I'll be doing a review of the United Airlines Boeing 737-800 in 1:400 scale by NG models. Before I begin the video, I'd like to point out that this is the October 2020 release, not the August 2019 release. So I'll start up the video with the box art. Overall, the box art's pretty nice, especially the front of the box. The sides aren't as appealing, as you will see later once I get to the sides. But you have your computer-generated image, your Boeing 737-800 logo, your NG model logo, 1:400 scale collectible models die-cast metal logo, your United title, and your registration, and of course your Boeing certification. All of that is pretty cool. It displays a lot of information while keeping the box art simple, which is honestly pretty hard to pull off. You can tell that they did take a lot of time on designing this. Here's the bottom of the box. Here's the top, which is nearly identical to the bottom. Here's the right, and here's the left, which is basically identical to the right. Now, here's the back of the box. You'll notice that the computer-generated image is different from the front, and the difference is that the engine and the wing are gone. The engine and the wing are removed here, so you can see what's behind it, which honestly, I don't really see a point to that, but at the same time, that's a pretty cool thing that they did. So that's pretty nice. You have a few like item number things here, your social medias, your warning and choking hazard, and that's that. Now let's go over the model itself. So here's the model itself. I'll do a quick 360 before getting into the specific details. I should note that this model is very fragile. There's a lot of easy parts that you can poke yourself with, like the sharp parts, including the tips of the scimitar winglets and the, whatever these things are, I forgot what they're called, and a few of the antennas. Those are fairly easy to break, so make sure you know what you're doing. And if you're a parent watching this who is considering buying this model for a younger child or someone who's into model collecting, just make sure, I can't stress this enough, and this is from personal experience, make sure that they know that this is a fragile model. And it's very expensive too, starting at about, what, $45 US, I believe it was? Yeah, so just be careful with it. Alright, so here's the front of the aircraft. Please excuse the fact that my camera isn't the best, and there's a giant shadow over it due to the camera being where it is. But yeah, you've got your L1 door, you've got all the details for the cockpit windows, your huge United titles, which look absolutely phenomenal. Honestly, they're really good. There you go. It was a little harder to see them because the camera was out of focus, but now it's easier to see. Really good quality overall, very good quality printing, and the amount of details that they get in there is absolutely amazing. Let's move up to the wing. Here's your engine. And for those of you like me who like the engines, there's the inside. It's pretty nice. It's a sort of glossy silverish color, which is pretty cool. Here's the wing. There's your wing. Here's the top of the aircraft with your Wi-Fi dome and the little antenna up there. And of course, the part that I'm the pickiest about, scimitar winglets. Now, I honestly have to say I was really impressed with the realism of these. I expected them to be a bit bulkier and fatter, but no, they're absolutely wonderful, and the edges here are quite sharp actually. It kind of hurts if you touch them too hard, which is really cool. Not exactly a complaint, but just something I wanted to point out. And also, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll zoom in as much as possible so you guys can see it. Right under the red light right there, you can see a little paint chip, which I just wanted to point out. It's the only paint error on this model that I've noticed so far. So yeah, that's that. Move to the back of the aircraft. You've got your registration and everything else back there. And of course, your tail. Now, those of you who are picky with the tail fade, I'm going to tell you this, you're going to be a little bit disappointed. It's very hard to notice at a distance and pretty hard to notice even up close. It's not as like dramatic, I guess you could say, or colorful as some other models like Gemini jets. I know theirs are a little bit more colorful than this. Honestly, personally, I prefer that it's less colorful, but for those of you who prefer a more colorful, you're better off probably buying the Gemini jets one. Or I'm not sure. I still recommend this model in terms of coloring. I just wanted to point that out for you guys. So that's that. It's the horizontal and vertical stick. Ow! God, I just poked myself with the tip of the winglets. Yeah. Here's the other side. And also, this is what the wingtip looks like from this side of the aircraft. Looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. There's that. Basically, a duplicate of the first side, and that's that. I do want to point out a little error I did notice here. You'll notice that on the scimitar winglet here, there's a little bit of a crease or a bend, if you will, which I believe that happened during shipping. Don't quote me on that, though. I'm not entirely sure. It's not that big of a deal, to be honest. I've seen worse on other models, Gemini jets, but yeah, it's excusable, I guess. And here's the back of the model for those of you that like the back view. I should have positioned the camera before taking this shot. And of course, my dad requested that I do this because he's actually the one who ordered this model. Well, basically paid for it. I was the one who told him about it. Yeah, there's your front of the model. And honestly, I gotta say, it looks absolutely amazing. Let's go over the bottom. So as you can see in the bottom, there's quite a few details on the belly of the aircraft. You've got every single detail that's supposed to be down there. That's a feature that you won't find on any Gemini Jets model or any other model that I know of. You've got your landing gear, and what's cool is that there's no hole for a display stand and no NG model logo, which I really appreciate. That's really cool how they just left the aircraft 100% accurate, and hats off to them for that. And of course, here's the rest of the aircraft. I don't think I showed you guys the cargo bay doors, so there's that. There's those two. And one thing that you guys might be questioning, the wheels roll absolutely flawlessly. It's pretty nice. So that's it for the main review itself. As for wingtip angles and stuff, just wing angles and stuff, there's absolutely no excessive wing flex on any of the control surfaces or wings or anything like that. So even though it's pretty expensive, you get a lot for what you pay for. I'm just going to say that, so it's very realistic. Now let's move on to my personal opinion. This is the end of the review itself, so if you don't want to see anything else, then feel free to stop watching the video. Thank you for watching, and please consider liking and subscribing. For personal opinion, it's pretty expensive, and for me, who's a broke person, it's a pretty nice bite in the wallet. But I gotta be honest with you, I'm very impressed. I highly recommend this model to anyone who wants to buy it. And yeah, the colors and everything are absolutely on point. And if you're like me, who's kind of touchy about the colors, here's the model compared to two Gemini Jets models. NG tends to Photoshop their models to the point where the colors seem like they're inaccurate, but once you get the model, you'll come to realize that the colors are on point and nearly identical or even better than most Gemini Jets models, which is pretty cool. Now let's move on to the parking test. So here's the gate test. What I meant by the gate test is I wanted to test the compatibility of the model with the Gemini Jets jet bridge. And to be honest, it fits absolutely amazingly. So that's it for this video. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Share it to your friends who might be interested. And leave a comment down below of what you thought about the video, any suggestions you guys have on how I could improve, or just what you thought. If you get your own, well, enjoy it because it's a really nice model. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.